All right, y'all. So we got some impulsive today. Love to watch when after Jake Paul has a fight and comes on to impulsive. Love to watch these episodes. But there's really not much today at all that I really care to watch from at all. This fight wasn't even like I love Jake and I every fight I've been tuned in heavy, like really excited for it. This one I didn't even watch. I wasn't even I wasn't excited. Like I didn't. You feel me? So there wasn't much hype around this. KSI did the same shit the same day. So speak on KSI. I'll probably watch that segment. Um, Maybe a little bit of this one. Yeah, and then it says Jake Paul's next fight. Then I saw this on the better one too. I watched a little bit of that. They want to fight the Paul brothers or something, and I saw at prime time Mahomes. That's crazy. That's a big move for Prime. Congrats to Prime. But then there's nothing. UFC fighters are Jake's 24. Yeah, there's really not much to watch for this one that I really care about like that. We'll start over here and watch a little bit of each.
Have a good way of
Not
putting
so
it
much
from
of
a
this,
different perspective.
I don't really care too
but
much, but
also
I do like to
knowing
watch
the
it after the
impact,
fights.
and
So.
yeah, it just means a lot. Your words are very powerful. So that was really awesome, and yeah, one of the best nights of my life for sure. I'm gonna remember it forever. Just everything A to Z, the whole year coming to a crescendo. It was just surreal.
You made us all so proud and easy as your family and friends watching it. Like when you got in there in one round, just clocked this dude.
Yeah,
Who, by the way, like I don't
Right.
understand. Like he's a 10-1 boxer, and I think I've seen some people like trying to even discredit that, but also he's like a 3 times Golden Gloves champion.
Yeah, like 30 amateur fights.
So does that mean you could have been a Golden Gloves champion?
I would destroy all those guys.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
What went wrong with that in his strategy that he left himself so open in round one? He just wasn't able to like
because you can
understand your tap.
You could hear the commentator like Andre's got to stop dipping down. He dips down and you knock him out.
It was Tyron Woodley that was saying that. He was,
Tyron knows. He's
like,
talking from
Yeah.
experience.
Actually,
Yeah.
they just put all the people you've knocked out on the commentary booth now.
Yeah, it's Andre August is gonna be back to commentate. Yeah, man. So it was really a range and distance.
It was W that he beat a
Like,
boxer,
getting
you know,
really good at
and
managing.
won in that fashion.
So like he couldn't land a punch, and I was
It just didn't have the
hitting
height like
hard as
the other
fuck
fights,
to the
you know?
body, and just jabbing him up. And
I don't really care, man.
but
He's retiring.
but
Jake.
I will
He was
say,
a professional.
Vivek, you could die in that ring.
side of me.
Let's see
So
what you gotta say about the KS.
that's
That KSI speed fight, dude, that was
Yeah.
planned at the exact same time as your card.
did that happen?
Yeah,
They actually did it.
yeah.
Damn.
At the exact same time as your card. Do you think that was pure coincidence?
Jackson.
Absolutely not.
No shot. No shot. It was.
Obviously not.
No shot.
He also wasn't super impressed with your knockout.
Damn.
Of course, yeah. I mean, he does everything he can to discredit me.
Fuck.
Like, of course,
Sorry, dude. Because we need clips. Stop.
of course.
Just sit there and let him talk.
Wait a second. Okay. Did he say that?
Yeah, there was a clip of him
Yeah, he did.
talking
Oh.
after the fight. I could pull it up.
You reacted to the fight, but
Bro,
not the
you
full
can't-
fight. 'Cause I got a
You
full one.
can't not be impressed. Like, come on.
Let me find it.
Yeah, like what more could I have possibly done? Like, what I'm saying.
What?
But that's why he's losing fans, though. Is because
No.
he is. No, like genuinely, he's losing fans. Like people are like, bro, like
No, he can't be,
Crazy.
bro.
he is.
Well, what then? Who's gonna buy Prime?
Bro, you're the one that carried it.
I'm just kidding.
You're the one that carried it the whole way, anyways.
No, you can't say something like that. No, that's not
No,
true.
that's
not true.
Jake. That's
But-
not Jake.
but-
That's not true.
Regardless.
But
I told you
obviously, all right. If you have millions of fans and you lose, like, if you're starting to lose some, like, there's still millions of fans. But people are like, "Yo, this is like inauthentic anymore. You're just trying to like take away from this kid,
Damn.
and like, you're just clearly
Whatever you
saying
think,
this
yeah.
shit, and you're 30 years old and acting like this with your ego and making
Yeah.
everything about discrediting this person. It's like, all right, dude, grow up. It really, I feel bad for him. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, like not saying it in a talking shit way, I feel bad for him. I think he's a sorry, miserable, insecure, unhappy
He's been
person.
said this.
He's not.
I think he is deep down. And you know better than everyone, bro, that anyone can put on a facade and go about their lives and be in a terrible spot and a terrible position. And just like you were pushing through the Japan moments, but still were podcasting and vlogging, but deep down you were hurting and struggling
Yeah, that shit
super
sucked.
bad,
That
bro.
really sucked.
And so he could be as as happy and joyful and be around you and for 2 or 3 days when you guys hang out for commercials. But he might go back to his thing, and I'm pretty sure, bro, he's just like to be that insecure and miserable at 30 years old to try and do these things. Like,
can I play this really
it's
quick?
sad. It's genuinely
Can I
sad.
just play this clip just so I don't get out of context here?
Shocked? No. Like, we all know that Jake just looks for super easy fights, and he fought a cab driver this time. So, yeah, it is what it is. I don't really care about him. I didn't even know he was fine. I didn't even know he was fine at the same time as me, so, yeah, am I shocked?
It's such a lie. He's just a fucking liar. And people in this day and age respect authenticity more than anything. And we all know that it's complete bullshit. A cab driver who's been doing it his whole entire life, 3 times Golden Gloves champion, and it's just like,
Does he drive a cab though?
Is that true? Is any of that true?
no, no.
That's actually.
He might have to
if
now.
there's no truth to the cab driver claim, then him saying that's actually kind of funny. That's a ridiculous thing to say.
That's like it's a
context.
It's a thing in boxing that people say about fighters. That's like a thing.
Like a bag of milk, like that. So okay, so I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I don't care about influencer boxing anymore. I am only invested in your rise. I personally believe that influencer boxing has seen its day. I don't care anymore. I don't care about any fights.
Until we see Jake Paul KSI.
There's some people out there who do.
We still have to see that.
Your ability to break out and
then
to
it's
now
done.
try to make a run for
Till
it
then,
in a solidified
any other fight than
manner
that doesn't matter. But
interests me and intrigues me. That said, if the Jake Paul KSI fight were to happen, I would watch that fight. After the knockout this past weekend, are you closer or further away from that fight ever happening?
He's probably
further, always further. He's not going to
yeah.
do it, and I've said it since the beginning of time. He wants to talk about everything except actual negotiations to make the fight happen. And the more serious I take it, the more scared he's going to get. And that's point blank, period.
I need y'all to fight and then make up. No, I have
big fights, conversations.
It finally worked.
Or macro
Type
8 versus them.
Brother Tristan, I want to bring an unbiased angle to this. I'm going to stay right in the middle, and I want to break down what an MMA fight looks like between Jake Paul, Logan Paul, Tristan Tate, Andrew Tate. There's with the 3 main categories involved, which is upper body or hand striking, kicking, and wrestling and or grappling, and what that looks like. So let's start with actual fist striking. That's fine. You can have that opinion or that thought.
Paul's probably
who takes
that?
I'm just laughing because
like
how do you want to do
this?
Yep. You're gonna go.
I want to do a breakdown.
You're gonna go striking, grappling.
I know striking generally would be hand and feet combined, but I think it's important that we break it down from a boxing, a kickboxing, and a jiu-jitsu standpoint.
Before we answer, are you even interested in this conversation? Because my not to hijack the question, because like I'm sure some people will be interested in this, is like we talk a lot, we say a lot of stuff, we got big ass mouths. We also
need to come back and take over, bro.
We back up a lot of the shit.
Miss them like Duncan.
At least give it our best effort.
Yeah.
Right? As it stands, the other guys, they just talk a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of talking, and they're fantastic at it. It's why they have a following. They can be magnetic with words, and it draws a lot of people in.
Well, Andrew Tate was a kickboxing world champion.
What was, Mike? He was.
Completely understood, but I'm just saying, I want to play an unbiased standpoint here. So before we call them simply talkers, there is some combat experience. And he trains every day.
And also, world champion.
I can look up the exact.
World champion in kickboxing is such a seems like subjective sort of thing, because who did he beat? How did no one in the kickboxing world, actual champions that I know who this guy was? No one's ever heard of him. The guys he beat are 1 in 54. Like Dylan Dennis was a 4-time world champion in brown belt. So there's still people out there who are significantly better than him.
So is there different like credibilities and different?
Yeah, there's all types of different belts. And in a lot of
regardless, let's just call him a skilled kickboxer for the for means of this conversation. Yeah, if that makes sense. And who still trains on a daily basis, right?
Yeah, I don't.
Kickboxing?
No, it's MMA. No.
It's MMA. I think he's kind of clunky on his feet.
his guard ain't great, and he's a reactive counter puncher.
His chin is wide open in the air.
He leans
His
back
neck,
a lot.
yeah.
You throw some big punches, you'll get caught. But wait, if it's MMA, I mean, dog.
So you guys, the reason I'm asking is I'll just say it for you. You guys take fist striking, and you have a wrestling background.
Wrestling's better.
He has a kickboxing background, and potentially maybe I don't know, maybe more MMA experience. He probably rolls around.
He has MMA fights. Yeah.
Correct. So that's where
and really we're talking about Andrew here. Like Tristan's not really in this equation. Like
the way they describe it would be.
Yeah, but that's like the light work. You know, like we'll take that out real fast and then.
By the way, without a question, for anyone doubting that, that's fucking insane. Like,
are they bigger?
They're way younger.
I think.
Are they really?
Tristan's
Are they
size?
really 6'5"?
Yeah.
No, they're
6'5",
both
240.
No, they're big.
Tristan's like taller than Andrew.
They're
I
big.
think he's like 6'2" and Andrew's like 6 foot.
They're big.
But Tristan's
that
like
accurate?
heavy. Tristan's probably like 230, 240.
That's
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
The bigger they are, the harder they fall.
Wait,
Big
that's
dog.
Jake. That's big. I'm 6'2.5", 215.
I thought Tristan big dog.
That's he and obviously
Big
also
dog.
weighs more, but like that's a big boy.
Who cares?
Don't sleep on them.
No, I'm not saying
Don't
it
sleep
like
on
that.
them,
I'm
bro.
just
Well, then
talking-
what are you saying?
It's just a structural conversation, like
Go
an
with that,
engineer
boy.
or some sort of
Go with
concept.
them Tates.
It's just interesting that he's
They real.
that big of a guy. Okay, so
This is a silly combo.
all right, so what?
My
you
dad
guys,
could beat up your dad if this happened, but if this didn't happen and it was like this how it would happen. It's silly. Like that's why I don't.
I think it's fun. I think it's fun to have those kind of conversations, those theoretical conversations.
But the conversation.
the sound guy's laughing. He likes it. He likes
It'd
it.
solely be conversations for months, potentially years. Like we gave him an offer.
Yeah, it's
There's one thing to do. You can
10 mil for Andrew, 10 mil for Tristan, 10 mil for
Damn.
you, 10 mil for me, and
But here's what they'll say: I don't need this for the money. You're gonna have to slap $50 million for me even to get out of bed. But
Yeah,
but if
bro,
you have
okay.
money,
All
if you
right.
have money, then why is it about the money?
What if there was a second? Are you guys confident enough so that if they ask for something that was more than the money, would you guys be willing to devote to that?
Like what?
You guys have to
Pink slips.
No. You guys have to start to support the Tate Academy. No, all right, not that. Not that. No, I was serious, but you wouldn't do that. But like, you guys have to delete your Instagrams.
Fuck yeah, who gives a shit?
yeah, I'm not gonna lose. So
Anything. Your terms.
That's
Your terms. Whatever. Like it shouldn't be about the money. It should be solely for entertainment to figure out.
All right, man. Let me know your thoughts on that.
I gotta say something. The Chiefs won. The Chiefs beat the Patriots. The Chiefs beat the Patriots.
That's like beating the Pop Warner team at your fucking high
Yeah,
school.
Let's go.
He's fair.
And here's why that's important.
is it? It's kind of crazy that like Tom Brady left, and then like they just fell apart. And there was always like, is it Belichick or is it Brady that is the reason for their massive success?
They're 3-11.
And then Brady kind of showed that it was him.
Well, regardless that the Chiefs beat a tomato can ass team. Sorry, Boston. I am honored to say that Prime has signed Pat
I got the
Mahomes.
best player.
Prime has signed Patrick Mahomes,
That's different.
two-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP,
That's
to become a Prime athlete. I cannot
goat.
believe it. We were going to announce last week, but they had that play called back. One of the best plays I've ever seen in football. Travis Kelce, 1,000 IQ, throw lateral to Tony to catch to score the touchdown, and it got called back. Unfortunately, they had the victory. It's offensive offsides. Sucks. Dagger to the heart.
Damn.
But we couldn't announce last week, so I can announce it this
so
week.
so you had to hold the announcement for a victory?
Yeah.
You didn't want to do. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, of course.
It was bad
Yeah,
timing.
Man, shit,
That was
sorry.
bad
poor.
timing.
It was poor. Yeah.
That
so,
would have been bad timing.
so we met
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes. The dude is he's a gem. I don't know how else to say it. Just a
Dope.
Came up with that term.
Fine.
No way. It's
Let's see.
wrong. I mean, he said some.
That's what they're gonna say.
There's like an inch long
What
scratch on
what
his
does he do
nose.
now? Because I was very invested in the outcome of that fight because of how I want to like ask you guys a little bit about when shit talking goes wrong. I mean, he said some pretty fucked up shit, dude, about a dead person, which
not
is-
just a dead
yeah,
person.
Leon Edwards' father
Murdered.
And-
His
yeah,
murdered father.
correct.
And he's using it for entertainment to get people to buy into the fight. But when you double and triple down on something like that, you start to question if you're really trying just to sell the fight or you're just an actual shithead douchebag who doesn't deserve this title shot for at least the 4th time. This is Colby's 3rd shot at the title. I believe.
Got to be his, last, right?
I mean, who, especially with a performance like that, like embarrassing. And then to say that you thought you won the fight, I'm sorry, you're a moron. And this is what
he tried to add some clarification to why he said that about on in the UFC.
For whatever.
You see, they're going to come. Doesn't matter if it's true.
And it's all he talks about. And he's actually like hyper insecure and just is like using his mouth to run around all of the fear and lack of self-worth that he values himself for. And it's super common in fighting. And that's why you see, like, as soon as Duplessis said something right back to him that got under his skin, he fucking lost it because he's actually not all there and mentally sound. And so he's making himself feel better by putting other people down and with his shit talk. But he has the glass house. That as soon as Duplessis threw the rock at the glass house, he just broke and shattered and got hyper emotional.
All right, man. Let me know your thoughts.